Hey guys, in this video I'm going to download utorrent and show you some of the settings that I use. So to start off with, go onto their website, then click the download button, and as you can see they offer two different versions, one which is Pro and then the free version. For this tutorial or whatever, we're going to download the free version. Once it's downloaded, start the executable. Once it starts up, click next. Next again. Accept the license agreement. Click next. Make sure that these are ticked. It's just making sure that utorrent is getting access to the torrents. So torrents will be opened up in utorrent, and it's going to start up with Windows, and it's going to, be able to go through the firewall. And straight away, right here is some bloatware. I don't want this. I hate the fact that they put bloatware within the installation. It's one of the only torrent clients out there that does that. Make sure that you untick it, because chances are you don't want this on your system. Then click next. And another bloatware. This one is Yahoo. I don't want this, so I'm going to decline it. And yet again, another one. Untick it and click finish. I really hate bloatware. I don't normally use utorrent, but I figured since I've already done one of the videos for the other clients, I best do one for utorrent as well. And straight away, this is utorrent. Once it's finished downloading, it will automatically open up. And as you can see, there are some advertisements. One in this big box right here. It's going to change all the time. I don't want to show it. I click close, and it does not close. It wants me to upgrade to Pro. So when I click the X button, it automatically changes the tab into upgrade to Pro. And there's another advertisement up at the top, but for some reason it hasn't loaded. I want to close that one. I don't want to show it. And it takes me to upgrade to Pro again. There are ways to disable these in the options, but I'm probably not going to show it in this video. So let's change some of the settings. So click on options and then preferences. And straight away, this is the general tab. Most of the stuff in here is to your personal preference, untick or tech, whatever you want. And yet again, this tab, UI settings, it's just personal preference. You can change whatever you want in it. It's not going to affect the performance. This is the directories tab. I'm going to change this around. So I've told it where to put my downloads, and below here is the location of your .torrent files. You can move this if you want to. I'm not going to touch it. There's no need really. Now here's the connection tab. You want to change the port. You want to change it to any number between 50,000 and 65,000. This is so that your ISP is not blocking your port, and that it's not being used up by another program. That's just an example. You should tick this box right here that says add Windows firewall exception. You can put a proxy in if you want to. I'm not going to touch it. I don't have a proxy. Your bandwidth settings, I can't really suggest any numbers for these, you're going to have to click the link in the description to find out these numbers. Again, you don't need to disable any of these. When you're loading a private torrent, it will automatically disable these. But I do recommend that you change the encryption to forced. You can enable the transfer cap. I'm not going to touch it because I don't need to. Basically, it will limit how much data you can download. So if you have an ISP that blocks your internet after you've downloaded a certain amount, you can enable this to tell uTorrent to stop downloading when it reaches a certain number, so you don't hit that cap and you can't go on the internet no more. Again, these numbers, you're going to have to click the link in the description to find out these numbers. I can't recommend one. You can enable a scheduler, so uTorrent will stop downloading or start downloading at certain times. Remote access, you can enable this if you want to. Basically, if you have more than one computer, you can enable this, and then you can access this through the internet on the other one, on the other computer. Player, whenever you double click a file that is playable, like an MP3 or a movie or something, you can choose a player inside here and it will play through the player. I'm not going to touch this, I don't need to. Label. As of right now, this is buggy and I don't recommend that you use it. They kind of dropped the ball on this. They wanted to implement this, but they didn't get it fully correct. What I mean by this is if you delete the default ones, they'll come back. But what labels are supposed to do is they're supposed to separate the torrents that have labels in different ones. I'll show you. Like if I had a torrent in here, I could label it something, and where it says no label, it will be separated from that, and it will be a new one underneath there where it says the name of the label that I made, and I can click on there and it will show all the torrents within that label. You can also change the download location of those torrents that have the label, but what uTorrent does is once you hit 100%, it will then move the content, but you need to add the label before it hits 100%. So if you have a file that is already at 100% and then you add a label to it, it will not move it. Advanced, this is some advanced options you can change. You can disable the ads within it. I'm not going to show you how to do that. So I wanted to come back and touch up on this part. A lot of people will tell you to come in here and change a few settings. It's just not needed. They're fine as they are. UI extras, I'm not going to touch anything in here, but you can add persistent labels. You do this like this. You click in the box, type in whatever you want the label, and then you add that symbol. It's near Z on the keyboard. You have to hold down shift and then press it. And as you can see, they got added. Disk cache, if you've got a slow hard drive, you can enable this and change the number, but remember, the higher this number, the more chance that it's going to give bad data, corrupt data. Web UI, you can access uTorrent through the web and run a program. Whenever a torrent finishes downloading, you can run a program. So if you didn't want to click the link in the description, you can get the settings through uTorrent. Click on options, then setup guide, and then click run. And it should give you the recommended settings. As you can see, it's saying that my port is not forwarded. That's because I'm on a virtual machine, but it's also saying I can still download. and you just import these settings that's given you right here into the preferences. And that's it. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Check out my other videos on my channel. They're all about torrents. See ya. Stay safe.